Hey everybody, welcome. Welcome. It's 2:15. It's time to start. I'm glad you made it to this one because this one's a pretty cool one. Just because this is something that really got kind of hooked me and got me into this business years ago. Just this lesson alone was something that kind of gave me that wow, bang, aha moment. So this is a part of a 4-part series. We're gonna have this one, and then 3 more weeks. We're gonna have a different topic for 3 more weeks. I'll explain what those are. But first off, I want to ask you all a question. And that question is, if what you absolutely thought was true turned out not to be true, when would you want to know? When would you want to know the truth? The answer is, I usually say there's no wrong answer, but the answer is as soon as possible, right? If you were doing something incorrectly, and we're talking from a financial sense in this conversation, that you might want to know what is the right thing to do, or maybe the way you're thinking was not actually as accurate as you thought. So this weekend, for 3 more weeks after this, I'll expose some truths that may have been in your blind spot for years. I just had this discussion that we're going to do today with a really good client of mine named Joe, who is looking at or contemplating buying a retirement home. And he told me after this that information was really, really valuable to him. And because of the math, the information will be really, really valuable to him. And I'm going to show you what that is today. So week one, your house, pay off or paid off, the math. In this episode, I'm going to show you a lesson that I said I saw years ago. It really got me excited about entering this industry. And at the end, I'll provide you 3 major takeaways, no matter what position you're in right now with your own house. So for people listening to me or tuning in for the first time to Paramount, I am not a mortgage person. I do not sell homes. I have no interest in selling homes or in that place. I have a financial services firm, and we have a very, very unique approach in that we specialize in finding money people and businesses are transferring away unknowingly and unnecessarily. Now, if you knew you were doing it, you would stop. So that's why it's unknowing. So money that could be transferring, or you could be transferring later in life unnecessarily, and that could be huge as far as opportunity goes. So my philosophy is I believe there's more to helping my clients by avoiding losses first than trying to hit it out of the ballpark with huge rates of return. If you were losing 50% of income every year, and getting a 10% rate of return on your investments, which would be considered really good, you still aren't coming out ahead because you're inefficient in the first place. So there's 5 areas of major wealth transfers, or this money that transfers unknowingly and unnecessarily. The first one is how people pay for their house. What we're going to talk about today. Second one is taxes. How are you set up for taxes? Will you be paying more than you actually have to? Also, how do you fund your retirement accounts? We're going to talk about that, I think, in week 3. And for the younger folks, how are you going to pay for your children's college expenses? That's a pretty niche topic. I don't think I'm going to be covering that one because most people that are listening to me are a little bit older. So, but the last one I will cover is how you pay for major capital purchases like cars, weddings, educations, vacations, and in this category, how you actually pay for your retirement. How do you fund your retirement? So, without further ado, climb aboard, buckle up. This one's going to be a good one. I'm going to share my screen here, and we're going to get going. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a few questions here. The first one, do you feel this is true or false? A large down payment will save you more money over time than a small down payment. True or false? 2, a 15-year mortgage will save you more money over time than a 30-year mortgage. 3, making extra principal payments saves you money and interest over time. Is that true or false? 4, the interest rate is the main factor in determining the cost of a loan, or the cost of a mortgage. So when you're out there shopping for a mortgage, most people talk about, well, I got a 3.5% rate or a 2.8% rate. Is that the main factor in determining the cost of a mortgage? And lastly, are you more secure having your house 100% paid off or still have a mortgage on it? Where are you more secure? You are more secure. Is this true or false? Okay, so let's go and try it. Let's take a look at each one of these situations. So there's a million different versions of mortgages out there. You probably know 15-year, 30-year. Some of these are kind of gone away, but we still have biweekly payments. A lot of people pay cash. A lot of retirees that I first meet, their idea is to pay cash. There's interest only. There's adjustable rate mortgages. There's so many. How do you know what's the right one to choose? So we're going to talk a little bit about thinking outside the box here. You know, when a new idea comes into your brain, and it's not something that you've heard before or actually had a chance to really digest, it's kind of outside the box. Today, we're going to try to expand that box a little bit. So you are taking a different approach, a different perspective of how am I going to buy my next house, my last house, my first house. So we deal with something called your circle of wealth. And in this circle of wealth, there's three different types of money. Two you're probably pretty familiar with, and one that I'm going to explain a little bit more about what's in my wheelhouse. So the first type of money is lifestyle money. This kind of defines who you are, where you go out to eat, where you vacation, how often you vacation, the house you live in, where you send your kids to school. That all determines you and your lifestyle. Your accumulated money is the money that you save for either emergencies or retirement. This money you'll use to fund that lifestyle that you become accustomed to when you retire. The third type of money is transferred money. And this is what I spoke about at the beginning, where you could be losing money unknowingly and unnecessarily. So these are all areas on the outside of transferred wealth. And let's talk about this one, mortgages, because folks, this is the biggest area of transferred wealth. And this is the least understood area of transferred wealth based on my professional experience with people, the hundreds of people that I've met in the past. So one-on-one. So I'm going to get rid of the share. So anytime that you want to talk to me about this one-on-one, I will go through any piece of this and make it or clarify as much as I can for you. So a couple things. So as I wrap up, we have 3 takeaways from this. So the 3 takeaways are simple. If you have your house paid off, this is a really good situation, but consider the opportunity and leverage of that asset, what you could do. Think about protecting yourself. Think about money for a hybrid long-term care situation, which we'll talk about in one of my episodes. That money, you're just sitting on an asset that is not providing anything but shelter, where it could provide more for you. So as long as it's designed the right way, it should always accomplish one or 2 things: protects your net worth or increases your net worth with minimal risk. That's the only way you should use this asset as leverage if your house is paid off. If you're buying a new house and your plan is to sell the house you're in and pay cash for the next one, please schedule some time with me, because I really want to show you what those numbers will look like over time. It's significant, and it blows your mind thinking that, okay, if we pay off the house, our goal is to have no mortgage payment, but we could create that objective, have no mortgage payment, and not pay nearly as much as you would, and have that money left over for other things. If you're trying to pay off your house quickly, remember the screen where we looked at the house as an investment. If you use that extra money to invest, you'll be able to earn more and pay off that house sooner. If you're giving extra money to the bank for your mortgage, you earn more interest with it somewhere where you could actually pay it off sooner. So I know that sounds confusing. So you're giving your money to the bank. What's happening is they're being able to use it as an investment. You aren't, and you're losing control of that money. So think about not expediting the house and investing that money instead, and then being able to pay off the house down the road by just stroking a check, but keeping control of the money. Third, if you're buying a new house, remember, down payments don't earn interest, and they are not accessible. They are accessible, but you have to apply to get it. Just remember, you lose control. So never put down more than you absolutely have to procure that house, but also avoid PMI. Okay, so that is the $1 Million Mistake episode 1 of Paid Off or Pay Off. Hopefully you enjoyed that one. Couple other things. So if you want to talk with me and get some one-on-one advice, just you can schedule some time here. You can email me. You can go to my website. But here, if you want to take this down and you can schedule a 15 to 30-minute call, we can just get on the phone and talk through some things and see if there's anything that I can add to help you at least consider different options that you have. So that's where you can schedule some time with me. And lastly, if you haven't checked us out yet, please go ahead and check us out here at ParamountFinancialMA.com. You can get free downloads there. You can see how long your money will last on our 9 to No calculator. You can also do a risk assessment. A lot of free stuff there that you can access and get a better grip or idea of your situation. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Please pass it along. It'll be on a Paramount Financial page on Facebook. Pass it along to anybody that is thinking about a house or in a situation. Hopefully it'll be able to help them to tunes of thousands and thousands of dollars. That's what we do here. So thanks for joining me, and I will post when our next Facebook Live will probably be next week this time, but we'll see what happens. But I will post, and hopefully I'll see you there. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.